Hi my loves, welcome back to my channel, and yeah, it's your girl Alicia. Thank you so much for joining in. If this is your first time here, don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification button so that you can be notified every time I post a new video. So today's video, I want to share with you things that I wish I knew before moving abroad. Guys, abroad life is very different, and these are the same things you're gonna experience wherever you are moving to: Germany, Canada, UK, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Netherlands, US. It doesn't matter which country you are moving to, these are the same things you're gonna experience. Abroad life, guys, it's very different. But before that, let me give you a little bit of context about me. My name is Alicia Speaks. I'm from Uganda and I'm living in Dubai. I've been living in Dubai for the past 6 years and a half now, and I'm working as a learning assistant. So I work in school with children, and the things I'm sharing, I experienced them personally. So without wasting your time and rambling, let's go straight to the point. One thing I wish I knew is homesickness. Guys, homesickness is real. Like if you're traveling or if you are preparing to travel abroad, for example, if you're coming from Uganda and you are prepared, because I come from Uganda, and you are preparing to travel, you are excited, you are looking forward, you are excited you're gonna travel, you get a job, you get money, you buy whatever you want, you do whatever you want, you travel the world. But homesickness can really hit you so bad at a certain point. You can't even feel like you want to go home. Like when we're at home and someone tells you, okay, you are traveling, you're gonna miss Uganda. If you're coming from Uganda, because I'm coming from Uganda, you're gonna miss Uganda. You look at the person and you will say, me to miss Uganda? There's no I'm gonna miss Uganda. That is the response you give to anyone who is telling you how you're gonna miss Uganda. You can't even hate that person, because you are like, does this person even understand what she's talking about? I will not miss home, never. You know, because you were excited. But guys, when you reach there, that's when you can understand what is the real meaning of homesickness. I was affected by homesickness. I experienced homesickness myself. It was really hard. Life was really difficult for me. But now, I am used to homesickness. I got used as time kept on going. I can do my own things. In the beginning, it's always really hard, guys, and it's gonna be hard, and it doesn't matter wherever you're traveling to, you're gonna experience homesickness. And for me, the way I experienced homesickness, it taught me a lesson that home is always the best. No matter where you go, no matter how beautiful the country, and no matter where you're coming from, it doesn't matter. Home is always the best. For me, the first 3 months, I was sick. I was homesick. I could cry every night in my bed, and then in the morning you have to wake up and go for work. There's nobody to talk to. The country is so quiet. I'm coming from Uganda. It's a loud city. People are everywhere, day and night. People are funny. There's always something to laugh about. But here the country is quiet. People don't really care. So in the process, you get homesick because there's nobody to talk to. The first time I traveled to this country, it was cold. I didn't know anything about coldness. In Africa, we don't have winter. We are living in a tropical country, so we have nothing to do with winter. But it was cold and I felt sick, and we are working for long hours. I was not used to work for long hours. Back home, I had my simple life. When I graduated, I had a job for a few months, which I left, and then I came here, but I was working from 8 to 3. So I wasn't working for long hours, but then here I was working for long hours. It was cold, I'm homesick. Life became really difficult for me. So guys, homesick is real. Get ready for that. But as time goes on, you're gonna get used, and you can do things by yourself. Things are real. As long as the country is not your motherland, you're gonna experience these things. So another thing I wish I knew is driving. Guys, driving is a necessity. I didn't know anything about driving, and I didn't even think at a certain point that driving is a necessity, or it can be a necessity somewhere in life. Back in Africa, driving is not a necessity. Having a car is not a necessity. It's not necessary, you know. Cars are for rich people back home, but here, driving is a necessity abroad. Wherever you are going to, driving is a necessity. If you are going to UK, you are going to Canada, you are going to, wherever you are going to, try to learn driving. Get a driving license. Or if you cannot get a driving license back home, try to go and join driving school when you reach in a certain country, because driving is very important. There are some places where you cannot go with a metro station or with a bus, and you need a car. For example, here in Dubai, we have a metro station. People use metro station, but they have a specific area where they take you and they end there. There's some places where you just need a car to reach there. So guys, try. I don't know how much I can stretch on driving, but try to get a driving license. Know how to drive, get driving skills before you travel, or when you travel, try as much as you can and get driving skills, because it's very important. Uber is very expensive here. If you cannot drive, you're gonna have so many problems, especially if your work location is not nearby the metro station, or if your company does not provide transportation, you're gonna have problems because Uber is very expensive. Some companies provide transportation, some companies do not, and you have to provide your own transportation. And for example, if where you are working is 30 minutes from where you sleep, Uber is very expensive. That's a whole lot of money. It's a whole lot of money. You might end up spending like 200 dirham. That's a whole lot of money, guys. So try as much as you can and get driving license or have some driving skills. Or when you reach to a country, go and take driving classes and own your own car. Because when you have your own car, it's a little bit cheaper. The petrol you put in, for example, for 100 dirham can pay for Uber in the morning when you are going for work. But coming back, you have to pay another 100. The money you're gonna spend on Uber a day, you can put petrol in a car, and it can take you at least for 2 to 3 weeks, so that you can be able to save. But if you don't have a car, transportation is gonna be difficult for you, especially if where you are staying is not nearby the metro station. So try to get driving skill. It's very, very important. I know back home is not necessary to learn driving, but if you are planning to travel, try to get driving skills. That's gonna be your savior in terms of transportation and in terms of reducing costs on transport. So for me, driving is one of the things I really regret for not knowing before traveling. For now, I learned how to drive and I have my driving license, but I regretted why I didn't have it or why I didn't have driving skills before I traveled. I learned driving here and it's very expensive. So if you're planning to travel, learn how to drive. Another thing I wish I knew is bullying, racism, jobs. I'm gonna put all those things together. Guys, you're gonna find those people that are really, really bad to you, and some people are gonna hate you without you doing anything bad to them, but they're gonna just hate you. Just someone to look at you and the person just hate you there and then. And they're gonna be people that are coming from Africa, or they're gonna be people that are coming from the same country as you. They speak the same language as you, they eat the same food as you, but they're gonna mistreat you, especially at working environment, and you working with them, they're gonna treat you really, really bad. You might find them, especially in the working environment, and then you get excited thinking maybe they're gonna be your sisters, your brothers, they will treat you nice, but they're gonna mistreat you. People have bad hearts. That's one of the things I've realized in this life. There are people that are bad. They are created to treat other people bad. It's coming from my own people, black people, people that are having the same color skin. I don't know why we keep hating each other as black people. What I'm telling you, I experienced it personally. Everything I'm telling you, I experienced it. I shared it. I know what it feels. I know how it looks like. So whatever I'm telling you, I faced it. I know how it feels. Personally, when I started work, I was among the last employees that joined the academic year. And when I started, I found so many blacks. It was an international school following American curriculum. So they were hiring so many teachers from America, and most of them are African Americans. But my experience is worse. They treated me like I'm nobody. That was the point I sat down and was like, hey, people can be bad like this? I didn't know anything like that. And I thought when I saw my black people, they're gonna be nice to me. So since I was among the last employees that joined the school, and I was the only black in that group, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know the school. I didn't know where the classroom are. I didn't know where we eat lunch. I didn't know where to find even a microwave. I didn't know where was the photocopy, the material room. I didn't know where there was playground. So everything I had to ask for the first 2 weeks because the school was big. It was really difficult for me to know everything at school in 1 week. It was a big school. So I thought since there are so many blacks working in the environment, life is gonna be easy for me. So I was running after black people and asked them, where can I find this? Where can I find this? They gave it to me seriously, and it still pains me because those people are black people, my own people, my fellow sisters. First time someone is seeing you for the first time, by a blink of an eye, someone just start hating you without you talking even to that person, without working together with that person, without even saying hi to that person. Just someone see you from a distance and the person hates you, and that person is a black person. That is very painful. Someone can hate you and you sit somewhere and you wonder if that person knew you before you came, or you grew up together and then you did something wrong to them and they have been waiting to revenge on you, but they gonna hate you just for no reason. One time my colleague, she's coming from US, she's white, she sent me to go and get classroom materials for the students, but I had no idea where was the room to get those classroom materials. And I walked the second floor. She directed me, but the school is too big, so I got lost somehow, somewhere. But I knew I'm gonna find someone I can ask. I moved from the classroom and entered an elevator, and then I went to the second floor. When I reached on the second floor, I found a middle school teacher. She's from Texas. She's a lady and she's black. This lady, when I moved out from the elevator like this, her classroom was right next to the elevator, and she was standing in between the door of her class. So for me, when I saw her, I got excited because she was black and I could ask her anything I was looking for. I approached her and I read her name, so I called her Miss. I won't say her name here on the video. And then I said, Miss, I'm looking for a place where we get classroom materials. She looked at me like I am a ghost. She looked up on my head, she came down, up, down, up. She was measuring me from head to toe, and I was like, Miss, did I do something wrong? And then she looked at me like this and she said, she walked away. She left me. She didn't tell me where was the place that I was looking for. She went, and I was very shocked. And I kept on wondering, did I do something wrong? Then the next day we came in the morning for work. And then during lunch, I was looking for microwave. I didn't know where was the microwave. And then someone guided me where to find a microwave. And actually it was in the staff room where people sit and eat. When I entered in the staff room, I found 4 ladies, blacks. 2 of them were coming from Africa, and I could tell because of the accent. You can never fail to tell that this person is coming from Africa. So when I found them, they were laughing and eating, and so I approached them on how to use the coffee machine. I didn't know how to use that particular coffee machine, but they refused to tell me how to use the coffee machine. They started laughing at me, and they made me look like I'm some sort of someone coming from the bush. And then someone was also looking at me from head to toe. I didn't experience anything like that from a white person, but I experienced that from my fellow blacks. So I wanted to go back and ask them if I did something wrong. If there's something wrong I did to them, maybe I should apologize. But then I looked around. That was my first time actually to meet them in the staff room. Yes, they say white people are racist, but you're gonna experience these things from your fellow Africans. These things are coming from mostly from girls, ladies. Sometimes you might go for work and you are dressing really nice, you are looking good, but someone, instead of approaching you and say, maybe I like your top, maybe I like this, the person is gonna hate you from there and then. Another thing I wish I knew is minding my language. Minding my language. These people, let me tell you guys, these people really get offended really easily, like really easy. Someone can get offended by what you said. Back home, we speak the way we want. We run our mouth how we want. We speak what we want, and really, people don't really get offended. At the end of the day, you all laugh because we take it as fun. But here, you cannot just throw a joke like that. The jokes or the things that make us laugh back home, here, they offend people. You can say something and you are actually meaning something good out of what you are saying, but someone can pick on that and develop on that and get offended, and they start building on that and making it a big deal. Sometimes you can even get fired for just saying a word that you commonly use back home and people laugh. Here, the things that people take as jokes, for us, they don't make us laugh. We just see it as something normal. And the things that we consider as jokes back home, they offend people here. So bear it in mind and start practicing minding your own language. You want to travel to any developed country or to wherever you are planning to travel to, and start running your mouth as we do back home. Even if you want to make a joke, just be careful. These people take it serious, and you may not be meaning something or offending someone. You are just cracking a joke. For them, their jokes don't really hit, but they laugh at those jokes. And for you, it's just, you might even not laugh. So minding my language is one of the things I wish I knew before traveling, that I'm not supposed to run my mouth anyhow, just as we do back home. Because if you throw your joke, they will not understand. And also even the accent, it's very different. They may say something and it's not really funny, but they are laughing, and for you are understanding something different. So it's better you just don't say anything. It's better you just keep quiet and just get along. It's gonna save you a whole lot of trouble. Sometimes keeping quiet can be a language too. Another thing I wish I knew is that abroad is not a bed of roses. It's like any other country. You have to work hard to get your money. Every penny that you touch, you have to work for it. There is no free money. So don't think that when you travel abroad, you're gonna reach there and you'll be plucking just money on the tree. You send home, you buy this and do that. No, wrong. It's not a bed of roses. You work for your money, and you work for so long. Some people are working for long hours. If you are lucky and you get a job where you are not working for long hours, well and okay. But there's some people that are doing multiple jobs. They are doing more than one job to be able to earn a living. So there is no free money. It depends on which kind of job you are working to be able to get high salary. The job you choose determines the money you're gonna get. People work really hard. Guys, people here do not have social life. There is no much of social life than the way it is back home. And one thing I realized, that people here do not waste time. Back home, we waste a lot of time. You can be working at work, but then maybe during lunchtime, you can walk and go somewhere and maybe take like 2 hours without coming back for work, and nobody is gonna say anything. But here, if it's lunchtime, they schedule you. If it's 30 minutes, make sure you are staying for 30 minutes. If it's 40, make sure you are staying for 40. And if you exceed, it can also put you in trouble. There is no time to waste. People work for hours. So that's one of the things you need to keep in mind, that abroad life is not a bed of roses. There are people that are working and they don't even go home. They have no time to go home. They are to work. It's hard in the beginning, but when you get used to the long working hours, it becomes part of your normal life. There's some people that are working day and night, and they leave on Monday in the morning for work, and then they come back on Friday. So don't think when you travel abroad, you have arrived. There are no beds of roses abroad. You have to work for your money. On top of that, be ready for change. Be always prepared for change. When you get a job, don't focus on that one job. Try as much as you can and make friends. If you find a good friends and they are having connection somewhere, it's very difficult sometimes, especially for blacks. If they know somewhere, some of them, they don't want to tell you about their working environment, maybe if they are recruiting, some of them. But there are those people you might land on and they are good, and then talk to them and then ask them, do you have any connection where you are working? They might be earning more money and you are earning less where you are working. So try and ask them how much they are getting, and if they are good enough, they can tell you how much they are getting, and maybe you tell them, connect me. Be open for change. Don't cocoon yourself in one working environment or in one area. Try to read as much as you can. Get to know more opportunities out there. Try to read newspapers. Try to reach out to people, approach them. If you find a fellow Ugandan, if you find someone from Kenya, from Nigeria, from Ghana, and they're willing to help, they will help you. If you approach someone who is not willing to help, just back off from that person and find another person. Just be social. Some people may not be just interested in talking to you, but just go with those that are willing to help you. Just connect with good friends. It's all about making good friends. Surround yourself with friends that are better than you, friends that are willing to take you to the next level, willing to support you. Friends that are not willing to support you, just drop them. You don't need them. So that's all I wanted to say. Please take note of these things if you are planning to travel. Thank you so much for watching.